Hey there! So just before the video starts, I just wanted to quickly mention, as I didn't get to do so during the review, that if you do enjoy the content you are watching and want to see more, please consider subscribing to the channel so you know whenever I post. Enjoy the video! Alright, so let's get into it. So starting off with the garbage burn traps, I imagine, we have Ominous Fortune Telling. During your standby phase, select one random card from your opponent's hand, call the type monster, spell, or trap. If you call it right, inflict 700 damage to your opponent. Ooh! 350 damage because that gets halved. So you have to make a guess, a 1 in 3 chance, to do 350 damage. That's insane. And it's continuous, 350 every turn. Ooh. Dude, you're going to see 3 copies of this in every single deck, actually. I honestly just don't know why they bother. Why is it always like, is there no other trash like they can put in the normal section for new boxes that aren't just shitty burn cards? It seems like every single like new box is just burn cards. All doing like 200, 300 damage, doing absolutely nothing. God, it's garbage. Alright, moving on. Full Salvo. Isn't that bad card art? When this card resolves, send your entire hand to the graveyard. Oh my god, is this the Infernity? Is this what they were looking for? Inflict 200 damage to your opponent for each card you send to the graveyard with this effect. Wait, it's actually the Infernity card. Infinities have been waiting. It's kind of a trap card, so it's a little on the slow side. Yeah, nah. It's probably some like amusing meme decks you could do with this. And like obviously there's the Infernity synergy, but yeah, I'm gonna go with a no on that one. Already excited for BLACKWINGS, nice. Who's DMing me? Midstream, hello? Alright, so literally just DM'd me a picture of a Chris Strong deck midstream. Thank you. That's really helpful for the stream, buddy. Appreciate it. Alright. Moving on. Alright. When a MEKLORD monster on the field... Oh, I just thought of something. What if you use this trap card with that really dumb Exodia deck? Or the, not, you don't even have to use Exodia. The stupid card that draws... Every time you draw a normal monster, it draws again. So just use this card with that. Just draw your entire deck, because they're all normal monsters. So you draw all of them, and you activate this card. Can that even lethal them with a 30 card deck? Is that even enough? It's 100 damage. It's not even enough, right? That's literally, you can't even lethal them with that. You have your entire deck, right? Oh my god. It was bad, man. Alright, moving on. Can't even meme with it. Alright. MEKLORD Factory. When a MEKLORD monster on the field is targeted for an attack, target one MEKLORD army monster in your graveyard, add that target to your hand, and destroy the attack target. Now, I have no idea what MEKLORDs do. I assume this is bad because it's a battle trap, so I assume we're not going to use it. But I have no idea what MEKLORDs do, so it's very hard for me to say that kind of stuff. It does destroy the attack target, it's not that bad. It's like a searchable trap, you probably use it, but battle traps we generally just ignore. Bit of recycling, adds something back, and destroys the target. Yeah, purely because it's a battle trap, I doubt we'll use it, but you never know. If it's, certainly if it's like a searchable stuff, you might use it as one-off, but that's probably about it. That's peak as it goes. I think I'd much prefer just having a Karma Cut in my deck, to be honest, so... Karma Cut all that, we take Karma Cut every day. Alright. I saw the start of this name, and I started to get, like... What's it called? Like, PTSD flashbacks? I saw the boon at the top, and I thought I saw a book. So it sort of said Book of, and I was just like, oh god, it's Book of Moon. Oh god. Book of the MEKLORD Emperor. If the only face-up monsters on the field are 2 MEKLORD monsters, draw 2 cards. You cannot touch your battle phase the turn you activate this card. This is extremely good going first. If you can summon 2 MEKLORD monsters, then use this to refill your hand, that's so good. But going second, you can't attack. Then again, you may not need to attack. If MEKLORDs just destroy with like card effects alone, you don't actually have to lethal them in one turn, just drawing 2 cards is pretty sick. Oh, it's only face monsters on the field. That includes your opponent's side of the field. So if you can't destroy your opponent's monsters, it's also really bad.
Card games on motorcycles!
Extremely good going first. But going second, you would struggle a bit. Because you have to make sure they have no monsters. And this is a dead card until you have 2 MEKLORDs. Super interesting card. I don't think you'll use this unless it turns out the MEKLORDs turn out a bit like how Noble Knights did, where they're like an extremely turn 1 based deck. So if you go first and you win most of your games, but you go second, you lose most of them, and you just use this anyway just to make it so that, you know, you just increase the chance of actually just having a way to win. But if your deck, like, just is equal on both sides, then, yeah, I don't know. Probably not worth using. It's probably not worth using. Where are the arts of the cute girls? I want to go with it. There's plenty of cute girl arts in Yu-Gi-Oh! Plenty of them. Look up Aro mages. They're adorable. And if you want to look at some feet, Ash Blossom, feel free to Google that one. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, we're probably not going to use this. I doubt it. It's possible. If it's searchable, it certainly increases its chance of being used a lot. But it's the fact that you have to have no face-up. Your opponent has to have no face-up monsters. It can be really good if you have like a combo that wipes your opponent's board, then adds this at the end of the turn, so you can just draw a couple of cards before you end your turn. But then you still use it only as a one-off. Very, very good going first, but seems hard to use. Liam liked those speed earlier, did I? Alright, moving on. Reboot. Shuffle one MEKLORD monster from your hand into the deck, then target one MEKLORD card in your graveyard, add that target to your hand. Graveyard, huh? Silly synergy with Neo's Fusion. Not sure why you'd want to use it like that, but you can. I don't know. It's really hard. These cards are like super hard to rate. You go through the actual MEKLORD stuff because I haven't seen what MEKLORDs do. But obviously this card's completely useless until you've actually like had a good opener in the first place. You have your good opener, you synchro summon, you send your MEKLORD, whatever it is, to the grave, add your MEKLORD back to hand, and it's useful. But you actually have to get that initial combo off, and this doesn't help it, which therefore generally makes it a bad card. If it doesn't help your normal combo, it doesn't like help make it more consistent, it's generally not a good card. Generally. But if it's a searchable card, it makes it really good too, but it has reboots, unless it has like MEKLORD in the card text, a searchable kind of thing, I don't know. Doesn't seem all that great. 3 -1. Yeah, also it is a -1. You actually have to get rid of a card in your hand. So I'm going to say, probably not. We're probably not going to use this. Oh, Morphtronic support. Okay. I don't think there's a single... Is there even a Morphtronic card in TCG that can make them not a shit deck in Duel Links? I doubt it exists. Also, alerts are meant to be off.
Morphtronic's best deck, let's go.
Alerts are meant to be off. God damn it. Thank you for the 100 bits though. Appreciate it. I don't even know where the alerts... I thought the alerts are off. I can see the little box. It's meant to... Okay, I don't care. Figure out that later. Alright. Morphtronic Datatron. While in attack position, once per turn you contribute 1 monster to inflict 600 damage to your opponent. Wow. 600 damage. While in defense position, oh my god. 300 damage. Whew. Damn. Morphtronic's a meta. Did I just skip over what this card did entirely? I did. Equip it only to a Morphtronic monster. If the monster is destroyed, inflict damage to your opponent. Ah, so it's useless anyway, never mind. God damn, this is the support Morphtronic needed to not be useless. Thank you, Konami. God damn. They're actually set to go now. Thank you, Konami. Alright, moving on. Ebon Arrow. Target one face-up monster you control. Until the end phase, it loses 500 attack, and during battle between the attacking monster and a defense position monster, its defense is lower than just say piercing damage. When the selected monster destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, this turn inflict damage equals the destroyed monster. So that's piercing like ×2. And that's really bad. We just don't care. We actually just don't care. Hey, thanks for the 10 months, buddy. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, bud. Yeah, we don't care about this. This card's hot garbo. Wait, whatever, move on. Like, why would you want this card? You want the cards that put their monsters in defense, not the card that Gives you piercing damage. It's dumb. Yeah, nah. Unless the business line that seems like absolute garbage. Alright, Black Thunder. Activate only when a Blackwing monster you control is destroyed battle and sent to the graveyard. Inflict 400 damage for each card they control. Next. Blackwing Estienne of Two Swords. Okay. Or Estienne. Estienne? I don't know. If a Blackwing monster you control battles an opponent's monster and your opponent still controls that monster in a damage step, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. Inflict. I thought it was going to say something useful, like it removes it, but just inflicts some damage. Okay, that's inflicts 500, by the way. So unless we specifically need a level 3 Blackwing, which I'm sure we already do, garbage. Okay, moving on to the more important cards of the review. The normal monsters. Alright, so we've got a Turtle Bird. Okay, that the person who actually made this must have been high as fuck. Who does not... Can you imagine the person in the art room designing this card? Alright, what do we need? What if we just got a bird and a fucking turtle? Actually broken. You're not wrong. Busted card. An unusual turtle, huh? It's got fucking wings. What do you mean unusual? An unusual turtle that not only swims at tremendous speeds, but can also sail across the skies. But it's only unusual. It's literally a fucking turtle with wings, hello? What kind of bird has bat wings? Is this a bat? How is this a bird? Am I missing something here? Hello? Konami dev team, you got a bit of a interesting imagination. Alright, moving on. Fiend Scorpion. Well, at least this one looks normal. A huge scorpion inhabited by the soul of a fiend. Right. Usually it holds back, but has untapped potential. It's only holding back. You haven't seen it in its final form yet. That's why it's only got 900 attack. Dude, is it actually holding back? I don't know, 900 attack's pretty intense. I don't know. Fiend Scorpion! It's a fucking insect! It's not even a fiend! It's literally not even a fiend! What the fuck? Hello? It's in the name! Why would they not give it a fiend? I don't understand. It's a fucking insect. Whatever. God, I wish that was me. Tapped, untapped mechanics in Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, it's a Magic the Gathering card, you're right. But it has to be untapped to unleash its potential. Holy shit. It's not wrong. Alright. Armored Starfish. Okay. A bluish starfish. You know, there's a name for that colour, right? A bluish starfish with a solid hide, capable of fending off attacks. Nice. A bluish starfish. It's just bluish. It's not blue, it's a bluish. Can you eat it? I mean, does that count as attacking? If not, this thing fends off attacks, so... Careful swinging into this thing, or fend it off. Prehistoric Yu-Gi-Oh! Not even a good level? What do you mean? It's level 4, it's insane. For 850 attack, level 4? That's insane. I don't know. Could we look at the next meta staple here? Yeah, using it for rank 4s, that is pretty crazy. It actually exceeds support for water. That's insane. Dude, how can you say doo-doo box in my chat when we're looking at a card as good as this one? What? God, some people are just so dumb here. You see this card and you think doo-doo box? What's wrong with you? Alright, moving on. On to the rares. We have Bird of Paradise Lost. This card gains 100 attack and defense for each tuner monster in your graveyard. Okay. Once per turn, you send one tuner monster from your hand to the graveyard, then target one monster your opponent controls. Take control of it. Oh. What the fuck? That's not even hard. I guess it's a bit. You have to be somehow summon this thing. That's a really cool effect. Like, that's actually a really fun effect. Is this a tuner as well? Is this like its own is this used in a particular archetype, or is this its own thing? Just its own like random boss monster that exists? And does anyone know any cheating ways to summon this out easily? Bird, that is a win. A worm. It's its own, I think? God, it's a cool looking card. If we can find some really fun way to cheat this out, it just make a really fun deck. You just yoink stuff. Legitimately just yoink stuff. Cheap summons it. Doesn't cheap need to die to summon it? Like, you just destroy it? Let me look it up again. Cheap. Yeah, it needs to be flipped. That's not good. Is a one that summons from graveyard? Maybe use the spell card. I don't know, if we can find some way to cheat it out, it'd be a very fun deck to make. 100% not meta relevant. I doubt it'll be meta relevant. I can't think of it unless there's some insane way to cheat it out. But still, very fun card. I like when Konami adds cards like this. Even if it's like one-off random boss monsters, it's always fun to have options of random decks to mess around with and meme around with. Even if they're not necessarily that great. So, not a bad card. I'll take it. Red Nova. Alright. If a level 8 or higher dragon-type synchro monster is on the field, you can special summon this card from your hand. Okay, you can only special summon Red Nova once per turn this way. If this card is sent to the graveyard with synchro summon that uses 2 or more tuner monster material, you can special summon one Fire Fiend monster from your deck in defense position. Okay, so you can use this to climb. So you climb your level 8 to level 9. And if it uses 2 or more tuner monsters, it special summons a Fiend from deck in defense position. So you can technically scale again if you summon a tuner Fiend. But you have to summon something that specifically uses 2 tuner monsters for that. I don't know, I can't really rate this card because I don't really know specifically what it's going to be used for yet. I assume it's going to be like Synchro Climbing RDA, I imagine. Into something else. Rather random Fiend tuners. Summon something else from the... Can summon something else from the extra deck, or from the main deck too. I don't know, I'm not really sure even if we'd use this card. There's probably better ways to just summon it anyway, so... There's probably better ways to summon it anyway. No, it needs level reduction. I'm not talking about summoning into RDA. I'm summoning RDA, then summoning something bigger. That's what I'm talking about. Because RDA is level 8, so use this to go higher than RDA, to go to level 9. But yeah, I'm not really sure what it's particularly aiming for yet, so I assume it's that synchro I was looking at the start of the... when I saw at the... for the thumbnail for the YouTube thing. I haven't actually read the card yet, but I know there's another dragon synchro thing coming up anyway, so I think we'll just wait on this card and look at the other synchros and stuff. It might be alright, but it doesn't seem like it's something that's going to be necessarily necessary to use it. But we'll see. It might just be you need it to climb up. Alright. When this card is normal summoned... oh, sorry. Chain Resonator. When this card is normal summoned while synchro monsters on the field, you can special summon one Resonator monster from your deck. This card has to be normal summoned whilst you have a synchro on the field. To summon another Resonator. Aren't the Resonators all tuners? So it's just going to be going to another one to summon like... Nah, you're not going to use that. No. You have to have a synchro already on the board. It's just 0 setup for you. Literally 0 setup. You have to already have the setup before you use the card. That is so... there's no way. You have to already have the synchro on board. He's cute, so you gotta play. You call that cute? This thing would give me nightmares. Imagine having this underneath your bed in the morning. Fuck that. You clearly have not played RDA. What, do you start with an RDA on board before the game begins? Is that how that works? Do you special summon all your cards from hand, then go into RDA? And then get your normal summon at the end of it? If not, then this is a bad card. You're just saying, oh, but you can go into your turn 2, then use it? Well, good luck. You just have to survive turn 2 and keep your synchro on the board. Like, why would you use this after your RDA when you could just have a trap card set to make sure your RDA doesn't die in the first place? That's just silly. That is very silly. You're just praying to God your synchro doesn't get removed because you're not running any back row to protect it, because you're praying to God this thing can be used instead. You special summon from the start the RDA with only special summons. Okay. If you can do that consistently while running 3 over this to your deck, go right ahead. And then you're summoning more Resonators, it's kind of weird. The only reason I could see this being used is you somehow special summon RDA without doing a normal summon. Then you summon this, and you can use it to go into a higher one, then you have another tuner on board to go into an even higher one than that. So unless you want to go Synchro Climb twice after summoning your Synchro monster, you wouldn't use this anyway. But to be fair, you don't actually need to have RDA for this thing's effects. You could just synchro summon anything, then normal summon this, then summon the Resonators. It doesn't specifically need RDA. And there's plenty of synchros you can summon without having to actually normal summon. So you make some weird combo. We just summon like special summon 2 level 3, synchro summon, normal this, and then there's the level 7 at least. Seems like way too much shit to actually make it work. Okay, I assume the synchro actually needs 2 tuners then. We'll see. I don't know. I have to wait till I see the other cards, I think. I wonder what synchro... You have to get any old combo that can synchro summon without a normal summon, and then you can use it. It has to be consistent combo too, so 2 card combo is like kind of hard to do. We'll see. We'll see. I assume there's going to be easier ways to play the deck than using this thing. Power Break. Activate only while you control a face-up Power Tool Dragon. Okay. Select up to 3 equipped cards on your side of the field and or in your graveyard and return them to the deck. And if... Every time I see a Morphtronic card, I think, holy shit, is this the card that's going to make the deck not shit? And then I read crap like this. This card was printed. Someone thought this card was a good idea. Why was this printed? Why are we getting it at Duelies? It's just making Morphtronic players depressed. Like, this is the kind of support we put in our YouTube thumbnail, in our YouTube titles. We put Morphtronic just to bait people in. They read this and they just give you a good old fuck you in the comment section. What the fuck? Hello? Alright, moving on. Morphtronic Magnum. Oh, okay, we got another Morphtronic card. While in attack position, if your opponent controls a face-up monster, this card can only select their highest type monster on the target. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool, dude. While in defense position, your opponent cannot select another monster as an attack target. Wow, that's a brilliant effect, guys. Good stuff. Really great effect. Morphtronic meta, boys. Let's go. Okay, Morphtronic Clocken. Alright, one of these Morphtronic cards will be useful, I swear. Alright? Don't give up hope yet. While in attack position, this card gains 500 attack for each morph counter on it. Okay, how do you get morph counters? While in defense position, once per turn, you can place 1 morph counter on this card. Alright, so it has to be in defense to give it 500 attack. Then change it to attack, and it will have a whopping 11,000. Oh, sorry, 1,100. Sorry, 11,000 would be pretty sick, actually. Never mind. 1,100. 11,000 attack, jeez. You contribute this card to inflict 1,000 damage. Oh my god, get out of my face. Okay. This is going to be the one. While in attack position, this card can attack twice during each battle phase. Okay. We can OTK with it. It's 1,200 attacks. So it's 2,400 in total. Once per turn, you know what? Power of the Guardian support. 2 tokens with that. Whew. And we're using Power of the Guardian to Morphtronic, so there you go. Once per turn, while in defense position, when a face-up Morphtronic monster controls target for attack, you can negate the attack. These cards are not going to help Morphtronic, are they? These cards are garbage. These cards are actually garbage. Okay, moving on. What level is it, by the way? 4. Okay. Alright, while attack position, Morphtronic monsters you control can attack your opponent. While attacking Morphtronic monsters you control can attack your opponent directly. Is the big Power Tool Dragon isn't a Morphtronic though. There's no big Morphtronic monster, is there? There's no like Morphtronic Synchro or anything. It's just Power Tool Dragon is their boss. And while in defense position, your monster can't be destroyed by metal. This doesn't even protect Power Tool Dragon, right? Uses tribute monster. So there's like actually just no boss for them. So this thing actually just does nothing. I guess like you can just do some dumb OTK with this card. Give it like 1,200, 2,400 attack. You can hit twice and kill your opponent that way. But like, even if this came out to be like by some miracle, this turned out to be a meta deck where you use these 2 cards in some combo that OTKs. That's so boring, because there's no boss monster for them to attack directly with. You know? Like, if we had some cool, massive boss monster you could make that attack directly, that's awesome. Like, some cool synchro. But this is like turning Morphtronic into a deck that isn't even Morphtronic, so it's actually just boring as shit. This is some garbage support. Get this shit out of here. Hey, some both are, I don't know, but I'm just saying if it's somehow that turned out to be some miracle that became a meta deck, it'd be the most boring meta deck anyway. It's actually just garbage. So there's no boss monster either, but that's the point of their archetype. This is meant to be a synchro archetype, right? Their boss is meant to be Power Tool Dragon, and it just can't be used because there's no support for Power Tool Dragon. It's just these garbage cards. These cards only affect Morphtronics, not Power Tool Dragon. I don't understand it. I don't know why they... whatever. Maybe I just think Morphtronic is not a fun archetype. Maybe it's just me. Green Loom is a hater. Yeah, I'm a hater. You're right. You got me. Alright, MEKLORD Fortress. A field spell. Okay. MEKLORD Emperor monster control cannot be targeted by the effects of synchro monsters. Interesting. Harpy's rather meta right now. Harpy is rather meta at the moment. When this card on the field is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 MEKLORD Emperor monster from your deck to your hand. Also, there's an easy... I have no idea how MEKLORDs work, but there's some easy way to destroy the field spell. It's now your searcher too. So you play this, destroy it, search. That's pretty cool. But I don't know if the deck does that by itself or not. No idea. But if it can, that'd be a great searcher. Very interesting card though. Like, I'm not sure you'd use it specifically, but it might be a cool like tech card maybe. You might use it as like a side deck card if you know you're playing against Harpy or something. I don't recommend using it in general because not every deck is a synchro deck, but that'd be alright. At most, I think it'll be a side deck card because you would definitely not main decker because if you don't play against Harpy, it's a dead draw, right? Unless, of course, MEKLORD can destroy it themselves for a free search, then it just becomes your main searcher for the deck, and that's fine. But I don't know how the deck works, so if it doesn't do that, then you won't use that. Use it. I'd imagine. Especially with like Storm getting limited and shit. You could use like what the twin twister one or double cycle, whatever it's called, the one that pops 1 to pop 1 to actually destroy it yourself. And this is a when card, it's not even an if. Ugh. Can we use the searcher? I mean, only if MEKLORD can destroy themselves, I'm not sure. So the MST can also destroy themselves, that is true. But I really think if the deck doesn't have its own way to destroy it, you won't rely on MST. You'd prefer to actually have ways to use the MST on your opponent's back row than your own. Since, you know, your opponent's back row can still target your monster, it's only protecting you from synchros. It's probably more useful to pop the back row than to pop it for a search. Anyway, moving on. Especially because that's like a -1 to do that. The Resolute MEKLORD Army. Okay. All types of MEKLORD monster control cannot be destroyed in battle, also their effects are negated. So it negates your effects to stop your monsters being destroyable by battle. Don't think we're using this. I don't know what MEKLORDs do, but even if they don't care about being negated, you're just going to destroy them with card effects. Just about every deck in the game has a way to remove stuff with card effects, whether that be back row or whatever. You don't want them negated, so it's even bad. It's even worse. You want them to have effects. Yeah, I assume we want them to have effects, and even if we don't, then I don't know. It's kind of weird. Unless, of course, maybe you want the art type to negate their effects. Maybe they're all downside effects, like they just nuke your life points to use them or something. Infects that air. I doubt we use this card too. It doesn't seem all that great. Protecting from battle doesn't do a whole lot currently. We're not playing some random stall deck, so. How are you? But you're looking fresh today. Thank you. Thank you. Alright. Thank you for the random confidence boost, the random commenter. Thank you. Alright. MEKLORD Army of Weasel. This card gains 100 attack for each MEKLORD monster on the field, except this card. Useless effect. Onto a turn when another MEKLORD monster you control declares an attack on a defense position monster your opponent controls, you can activate this effect. During that battle, you can do piercing. So that's a useless card unless we need a level 4 MEKLORD for something. This card gains MEKLORD Army of Scale. Or Scale. Scale? I don't know how to pronounce that. This card turns 200 attack for each MEKLORD on the field. I assume all the MEKLORDs can have this random effect on them. When this card's destroyed battles into the graveyard, you special summon MEKLORD Army from your deck. So by MEKLORD Army, does that mean, like, any of these? Or is there a card named MEKLORD Army that it means? Oh, I'm MEKLORD Army monster. I can't read. Never mind. I just cannot read. Destroy my battle to special summon isn't a very good effect, generally. If it was destroyed by anything, like if it was... Is it Winder that does that? I don't know, the Ritual Beast card. The card's actually decent. Is it Winder that wins destroyed searches? I think so. Right, maybe I'm just dumb. Yeah, generally we don't use cards that are destroyed by battle to search. That's not generally very good, even if it's a special summon. To be fair, it can swing in to kill itself to summon something, but... yeah. That has to be destroyed by battle, which is bad.
Card games on motorcycles!
Probably not going to use it. Unless, of course, like I said, we need a level 4 MEKLORD, then maybe we choose this one over Weasel, I don't know. Alright. This card gains 100 attack for each MEKLORD monster on the field except this card. When this card is normal summon, you can target one face of monster your opponent controls, halve the target's time to the end of the turn. Much more useful than effect if this card is a part of their, like... because I have no idea what MEKLORDs do, so if they're like a synchro deck, and you summon this MEKLORD, and you special summon another MEKLORD to do your synchro summon, before you do it, you can use this card's effect to reduce attack, similar to what, Gale? Gale, the Blackwing card does, where it halves the attack. It's just a decent effect if you're just going to use this for synchro fodder anyway. So... yeah, not terrible. It just depends on what the rest of the art type does. If this card's just meant to be used as, like, one of your main forms of removal without it, it's currently, like, not... the deck won't be that great, but the card itself isn't that bad. It's okay. If there's no, like, climbing needed for this, or it's not part of your main combo, you just won't use it. You'd only use this if it's just, like, you use as part of your combo already. It's a good fodder card, I guess. But if you don't have anything for it to go with, then you won't use it. MEKLORD armies are good copium. Yeah, also there's no other support for the MEKLORDs in this box. They're going to be garbage, because this is all shit. Alright, moving on. We're on to the SRs now. Alright. Stardust Wish. Once per turn, if a Stardust Synchro monster you control is tributed to activate its own effect. We don't have any good Stardusts right now, right? None that are easy to summon anyway. And don't say goddamn normal Stardust Dragon, it does nothing. You can target that monster, special summon it. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to the activation. Monster special summon by this effect cannot be destroyed by battle at its attack position. So this card isn't going to be usable until we have a Stardust that's actually useful yet, right? Because normal Stardust Dragon is completely useless. So maybe we'll tomorrow. I don't know, Stardust Structure Deck. You see, seeing a trap card like this would make a lot of sense. Because I don't really see why we get given this trap card as an SR when we don't have any easy to summon Stardust yet. That are actually like useful, you know? But if we get a decent Stardust monster, maybe it's more useful. Is Stardust a once per turn, by the way? Like all the Stardusts? Or can we use this card in combo with a Stardust to negate something, the Stardust goes away, then comes back again using this card's effect, so that you can negate it again? Or all Stardust once per turn? Normal Stardust and the once per turn? Any others besides the normal one? Any Stardust that might actually be usable if we had them? You get what I mean, right? So you use this card to bring back the Stardust, so if you negate something, it goes away. Then it comes back again with this card. Can we negate again? Yeah, because with this card it's twice per turn then. It's on the effect Stardust Synchro monsters, so Assault Mode doesn't count. So the Assault Mode Stardust wouldn't work with it? Only for the normal one? Okay. Well, I don't think we're going to use it then. If we don't have good Stardust at the moment anyway. I don't know if there's any good Stardust to the TCG they could add, but for normal Stardust Dragon, we don't care, because normal Stardust Dragon is kind of garbage. Not that we even have a Star... Yeah, it's true. Alright, tuning. Add one Synchron Tuner from your deck to your hand and the top card of your deck to the... Wait. Hello? That's really good. Wait, is this the first card I've read out of all these cards so far that I've looked at and gone just right off the bat? That's a good card. Searches for any of the Synchron Tuners. Any of them. Right? Let me search. Alright, good tuner, that works. Any of these guys are now... Oh, not this guy. Any of the Synchro monsters are searchable. You can search Jet. You can search Quick Draw. You can search Junk, then send the top card so you can special summon it with Junk. Damn, that's pretty good. So I guess the main uses would be for Quick Draw, Junk, and Jet, right? Those are the three good ones. Damn. Not even once per turn as well. True. Damn, that's a really good card. I like it. Not bad, not bad. I don't think there's any particular deck that's going to break. I know there's like a Synchron deck that goes around that uses Quick Draw makes him quite usable with like Lightsworn. It might make that deck a lot better. Especially considering it mills, and that deck is using Lightsworn already to mill, so that's pretty good. Alright, cool. That's a good card. Not much else to say about it, just good card. Not sure it will have any impact meta-wise, because I don't think there's any like OP Synchron decks at the moment. But still, cool. If a Synchron deck becomes meta in the future, I'm sure they'll use 3 copies of this card. That's basically all I'll say about it. Alright. Resonator cool. Add one Another good card! God damn, got 2 in a row! Add one Resonator monster from your deck to your hand. Just flat out, just a search. No once per turn restriction on it at all. Just, there's your search. I guess we'll look at the Resonators again. Resonator. I mean, the main one's the special summon run, right? Fucking red Resonator is searchable now. That is so good, actually, having a searchable way to get red Resonator. That's so good. Because red Resonator is actually a good card. So the fact you can search for it is so good. Actually, so good. I don't really care too much about the other ones. I don't think any of these are particularly great. Oh wait, is this card coming up? I don't think I've seen this card before. Oh, it says leaked, so this card's coming up. Okay. Well, we'll talk about this card later on. But anyway. So maybe one's red Resonator for now, until we see whatever the fuck that card does. Okay. Moving on, because it's literally the next card in line. So obviously, if you're using your Resonator deck, you'll probably use this card. It's fucking nuts. Alright. Crimson Resonator. If you control no monsters, that's pretty good. I was worried it was going to be a if your opponent controls no monsters or something like dumb like that. Or if your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon it. So if you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hands. That's good going first or second. If the only other monsters you control is exactly one Dark Dragon Synchro monster, you can special summon up to 2 Resonator monsters from your hand or deck. What the fuck? Except Crimson Resonator. If the only other monster you control is exactly one Dark Dragon Synchro monster. Okay. You can only summon one other monster with this because we don't have 2 slots once you have a Synchro on board. But I assume you use this to make the one that needs 2 tuners, because this one can summon 2 tuners. You can use the effect of Control per turn. You cannot special summon monsters from the deck except Dark Synchro monsters to expect this effect. Okay. Well, that was maybe the TCG in mind. I was just wondering. I'm just trying to think of like the actual combo for this to be used, because you have to have no monsters on board. You summon this, then you do your normal Synchro stuff. You summon your Synchro, then you use this card's effect to bring another one out, go into the big one. So I guess you have to rely on the other stuff to make a combo, right? Probably isn't too hard, especially considering you actually need a normal summon with it or anything. So even Red Resonator by itself can make like... Can Red Resonator by itself make Red Rising? Can, right? And make Red Rising into RDA, I mean. I don't know, I wait to see what this card does, so I assume it's going to be comboed to make this thing, so we'll see it in a bit. Decent card though, decent card. I assume it'll be part of the main combo for the deck, I assume. Not really sure it's like... I don't know, we'll see. Yeah. Okay. Well, I will wait on this one. It seems like a really good card, though. I just have to wait and see what the main combo is, because it's made to summon something specifically, I imagine. Alright. Now, that's the card art. Yoko Tuner. When this card's normal summon, you special summon 1 tuner monster from your hand or graveyard, where its effects are negated. And this card is a tuner itself, so it's going to be one of those cards where you need a... It's one of those decks where you need... multiple tuners to do stuff. They synchros that summon using 2 tuners. Okay. Interesting card. Not really sure what its main use is yet. You can summon other level 1s and make rank 1 XCs. Yoko the Graceful Mayakashi. Oh, that's a good call, chat. So you summon I'm thinking of like using tuners for synchro summoning, but you can just summon the big bird. It's a tuner, right? So you just summon this, summon a tuner from hand. But sadly, its effects are negated, so not really sure the point of that, but you can summon it. You can also use this to summon that random Arc Fiend. It's not an Arc Fiend, it's like a Fiend card or something that can be a tuner and a non-tuner. I guess. I guess effects negated when it's summoned though. I don't know. I think we're just not going to use this card. It'll probably be some random combo with it, but by the looks of things, we don't care too much. Alright, moving on. Fortissimo, the Mobile Fortress, a field spell. Once per turn, you special summon one MEKLORD army monster from your hand. That's not bad. Okay, that's pretty good. We're getting better. Okay. Actual good card. Just special summons a MEKLORD. Okay. Now we just need a reason to summon a MEKLORD. Not terrible. Usable effects. Not much else to say about it. Just, I don't think it's enough to make the MEKLORDs usable yet, because so far we've only got one effect that's like, eh. And the rest are just bad. So, let's see if the MEKLORD card coming up is actually going to make the deck usable. MEKLORD Emperor Weasel. Alright. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned by its own effect. Cannot be special summoned by other ways. Already negative synergy with the other card. Nice. When a face-up monster you control is destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard. And you can special summon this card from your hand. Okay. Other monsters you control cannot declare an attack. Oh, that's just in general? So like, you just can never declare an attack while this is on the board? Okay. Once per turn, you can target one secret monster you control, your opponent controls, equip that target to this card. Okay, that's not a quick effect, so if you did this during your opponent's turn, you can't use that effect. This card gains attack equal to the combined attack of the monsters equipped to it by its effect. Once per turn during either player's turn, when your opponent activates a spell card, you can negate the activation. Does have a negate on it though, for specifically spell cards. God, chat's molding that I called it a weasel. It literally says weasel. That does not say weasel. That says weasel, alright? I'm reading that. That says a weasel. I'm gonna call this thing a fucking weasel to the day I die. Playable with Crestron. This card seems like it might be abusable in decks that are not actually MEKLORD. That's all I'm saying it does. And even then, it's not that great. It's got a spell negate on it, I guess. It can potentially be a counter card to Synchro decks. Potentially. But considering like the most meta Synchro deck returns to hand doesn't destroy, I don't know. Desperado, it is a dark machine, that is true. I don't know, I think I have to wait to see more meta players play this card, like more tournament players, to see if anyone side decks it. I don't think it's going to be used outside of side deck stuff though. Unless there's like some general combo that ends with this card just as a nice little negate. Like Desperado has like Super Team, Buddy Force or whatever, and you just summon this during your opponent's turn, just have a negate there or something, I don't know. But it can't even be special summoned by that, never mind. What am I even saying? It's only summonable when a face-up monster you control is destroyed by a card effect. I guess you don't even have to use it necessarily against Synchro monsters, right? You can just use this as a card. It's got a pretty decent stat line and a negate on it. So you could just use this in your deck. I don't know, it's an interesting card. I'm not really sure about it though. I don't think we're going to care about using it in MEKLORDs. I don't think MEKLORDs just seem like garbage so far. I haven't seen anything that made them look like they're usable. I just wonder if this card could be used anywhere. Is it in Fire King? I guess. Yeah, garbage, no offense. Seemed that way, I don't know. The new event character is a MEKLORD guy, so he should have skills and level up support. Oh, to make these cards maybe useful? Okay, well the card itself I don't think's bad. I'm just not sure what its purpose is really. Like I don't think we have like a deck that can necessarily make use of it. And I don't think MEKLORDs seem all that great. But if the new character comes out and makes MEKLORDs Pog, then maybe we'll use it that way. I might get some nice support from the new guy. And the card isn't bad, it seems alright. There might be some random deck that can just weasel it in like a Now, what are you saying? Desperado might be able to stuff it in there somewhere. I don't know. Not super keen on it though. All right. Armory. I honestly be more keen on it if the special summon, or like the Steel Harpy. Not Steel Harpy. I'm thinking it's in the synchro deck I'm thinking of right now. But if the stealing synchro part was part of the card's text as a quick effect rather than a once per turn, so you could just, when this is your opponent destroys a monster, you special summon this, you yoink their synchro on that turn. That'd be pretty cool. But I don't like that it's destroy your monster, summon this, then if they have another monster, they just kill it instantly, kind of thing. That seems kind of weird. I don't know that, but it seems like an okay card. If anything, you can use it like a kite rod to not die. So, all right, Armory Arm. Once per turn, you can target either. You can either target one monster on the field, equip this card to that target, or unequip this card, special summon in attack position. While equipped by this effect, that target gains 1,000 attack. If the target destroys a monster by battle into the graveyard, inflict damage to your opponent. I don't care about any of that. I guess it's another part you can stick in your arsenal for synchro climbing, but that's all you're going to use it for, right? Holy shit, is this the real left arm of the Forbidden One? Oh my god, is that it? Is this Exodia but in synchro cards? Oh my god. Oh my. I don't know what to say about that one. Exodia but in synchro form. Yeah, I don't want to use it. It seems pretty bad. Maybe good for synchro climbing, that's about it. Alright. Old Entity... We'll just say Cthulhu. If this card is special summon, you can return all rank 4 Xyz monsters on the field to the extra deck. Ooh. Okay. If you fusion summon using this card as fusion material, draw one card. If you fusion summon? What? What is this used for? Why are you fusion summoning using this card? What? Okay. Is this invoked support? An Xyz monster that was summoned using this card on the field as Xyz material gains this effect. What? What the hell? Wait, this card is funny as shit. What? It's an old entity thing? I'll say it's all about doing that? Damn, what a funny card. Use this with Alistair, draw a card, Pog. Summon this, nuke your opponent's Xyz monsters, summon Purgatria, which was gonna nuke them anyway. Damn. Well, by itself, I don't see a use for it, to be honest. I don't think there's any particular deck that's going to use this. But it's a very amusing card effects. I love the entity stuff that uses like all the different card effects. It's pretty cool. Or card types, I mean. Not even types, I don't know, whatever. Anti-6 Ham? Do 6, I mean, okay, I guess they Xyz some, doesn't do shit about Shien. Moist Tram, I'm going to bed, I hate it. Later, Yeg. I don't know about that one. McKinley can be used? I guess. Alright, well, I think, aside from the card art doesn't seem like all that useful, I don't think. It outs Utopia? Let's go! Alright, moving on. I don't think I'm going to use it that often. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't seem that OP. Especially considering, like, is there any, like, Xyz setup that goes on right now where they set up an Xyz board we can't remove easily? Or, like... There's not that many Xyz decks that will run, right? Waters, it deals with like Shark Xyz and Fish Xyz, I guess. Can deal with Abyss Dweller. I don't know. It's okay, I guess. No, it's not a terrible card, it just seems like I'm not really sure what its use is right now, outside of some random Purgatrio garbage. Alright. Ally of Justice Castor. I'll start the damage step in this card battles a face-up non-dark monster, destroy that monster. What? Battles a face-up non-dark. Wait, at the start of the damage step? Wait, so this card doesn't die. It battles anything that's a non-dark. So any card that isn't dark, this card just destroys, right? Wait, that's actually not bad, right? You know the style of the damage shape? It doesn't destroy it before it dies? That's actually a really good generic. It's a generic level 5. That's really good. That's literally like Armades, but without, like, it's just a better version. Like, normally when you're doing synchro summons for level 5s, currently in general, in the, like, the general pool, there's two you go for. There's Armades, or there's the Crystron that changes them to defense. This card just power creeps them both in, like, in usability. You just use this card. This card's really good. Huh. Hell yeah. That's a really good generic. I'm sure people will use this, and even in like the random synchro decks they use, like the Synchron decks, where they summon the using the tuning guy, summon level 3, bring out level 2. Oh, imagine if they still had What Grows in the Graveyard, man. Bring back What Grows in the Graveyard. Let me summon my Ally of Justice CATASTOR. You know what would be really amusing if this became its own little like mini deck, where people just play this as like a silly little control deck where they just aim to summon this to pop things. Stick some Bin Lances with it to protect it. Because if you Bin Lance this, right, like your back row can't kill it, so you have to use monster effects on it. I don't know, that seems really fun. Yeah, but really good card. Excited to mess around with it, stick it in some random decks. Alright, moving on. Well, we know what this card does, because we kind of have it already. If this card is synchro summon, target one spell trap card on the field, destroy that target. If this card on the field is destroyed, draw one card. Once per turn, during your opponent's main phase, you can quick effect. Immediately after this card resolves, synchro summon using this card you control. So the only thing this card's going to buff is the TG deck that uses the other skill, which is the less common one anyway. So it's still a good deck, the other TG list, and they'll definitely use this card. And it's a small buff, but it's nothing too major. This card isn't going to make TGs OP or anything, because we technically already have a version of TGs that uses this card, just use it with the skill. So it literally just helps the flight control? That's the skill name. Yeah, so it just helps the flight control variant of the deck. And even then, it's only like a small buff to it. Because most of the time you're going to go for the other synchro anyway. Imagine releasing support for characters new players can't get for months? True. Yeah, nothing too exciting about this. It's just going to be used with the other one, the other skill. We've seen it before. We've seen it be played. Alright. The Blackwing card. Is this going to bring Blackwings back? What the fuck does this do? Blackwing Armor Master. So it's a level 7. Very easy to summon in Blackwing. That's like the main level. Level 7 is the main one, right? You summon the guy that special summons from grave from level 7. The one that destroys stuff is level 7. Very easy to summon. Cannot be destroyed by battle, and you take no battle damage from attacks involving this card. Okay. And the style of damage step, this card attacks a monster. You can place one wedge counter on that monster. Okay. You can remove all wedge counters from your opponent's monsters. The attack and defense of those monsters that had a wedge counter becomes 0 until the end of the turn. Oh. Wait, can you do that during the same time you're attacking with it? Oh, it's at the end of the damage step you put the tokens on it. Nope. So if you're swinging with this, put a token on it. It has to be done during the main phase, right? Oh god. What's the use of it then? Does it try and give Blackwings a turn 1 so they can hide behind it? Blackwings isn't a stall deck, it's an OTK deck. What? Okay, I mean, it's useless, so moving on. You're not going to use this. This is bad. Like, there's not a single deck in the game. Like, name the decks here that don't destroy by battle. Or, like, actually can only destroy by battle. Oh, get out of my way. Nope. That has a trap card. Or they prepare. It's a one-off now. Mostly, actually. Heroes generally destroy by battle. Nope. 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 I guess Blue Eyes technically destroy a battle, but they can summon Vermilion, they can use their own trap cards. I don't know, that seems... Yeah, no. Not excited, kinda bad. Is it only by battle? Which was just by card effects too. It just had card effects written on it. That'd be kind of cool, I guess. Alright, Red Nova Dragon. So this card's your Red Dragon Archfiend plus 2 tuners. So you have to summon RDA, summon Red Resonator. Summon RDA, use this guy, you're set. Okay. This card gains 500 attack for each tuner monster in your graveyard. Ooh, this is a big boy, because it already uses 2 tuners. Plus it will have the tuner used for RDA in the first place. So that's 3 tuners, so 1500 on top of that? God damn, that's a big boy. Is that it's 5k, right? Holy. Cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, so anything but like Karma card and Book of Moon, it's good against. It has like a decent defense stat line, so it's like, even if your opponent does Book of Moon it, they can't just swing over it necessarily. They'd have to remove it with a card effect. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can target the attacking monster, banish that card, and if you do, negate the attack. So you can't even beat over it somehow. Not that you could beat over it. You can't attack directly with it, so like it's not, you senders can't just attack over it or whatever. During the next end phase, special summon this card banished by this effect. Oh no, it doesn't, it banishes itself, sorry. What am I saying? It stops the opponent attacking and then it can banish itself. Huh. Yeah, sorry, I got that wrong. So 5k attack. If you got an easy combo to summon this, you get a 5k attack monster on board that can't be destroyed by card effects. So I guess the easy comparison to show like how meta relevant something like this would be is to compare it to the Blackwing card. It has literally the exact same kind of shit. Except this one, Onimaru. So my first thoughts when I see this card is it's probably not going to be all that good because it seems like it's literally just an Onimaru and there's not a way to like, you don't summon Onimaru as, there's no deck that aims to have Onimaru as their like boss monster they sit on to try and win the game, unless you're counting like those random OTK decks that like Infernity or whatever that can go massive and then summon out this thing and lethal your opponent kind of thing. Because it goes like 6k attack or whatever. But all those decks don't like remove stuff before they summon the Onimaru, right? Like even if you're using it in the TG decks that summon Onimaru, they Black Rose first, then summon Onimaru, right? Yeah, I said Infernity and what's his face? Infernity and TG can summon it. Summon Onimaru pretty easily. And I compare this card super to Onimaru. And I don't think Onimaru is like, and I don't see like building a deck around this as being like super good. 5k monster can't be destroyed by card effects. It's probably okay for ladder, but it's probably not too great for like tournament play because people just Book a Moon it, Karma cut it, it's gone. Ladder play it might be alright though. It loses to Kanadi, it loses to Floodgate Trap Hole. And unlike all those decks that summon Onimaru, you're not doing like a Black Rose first, or you're not doing the full Inferni combo, discarding 15 cards, popping your entire opponent's board, then summon Onimaru for an OTK. It's not like that. That's not what RDA does, right? So you summon your big RDA boss monster, and this is like it. This has to win you the game by itself. This box is literally stuff we should have got like a year ago. I'm not really... so far, I'm looking at this box, and I'm trying to look for like the deck that they're trying to make like a relevant meta deck, and I don't see it. There's nothing in here that seems all that great. There's some brilliant searches for Resonator and Tuning. Like, I think the Resonator deck is now going to be more than just like a meme. Like, it probably might be like a rogue playable kind of a deck, rather than the big meme tier it's kind of sitting at. Because there's probably still people that use Resonator decks to cog already, so that this will just buff them to a point where they're just usable. Let's try last like 4 weeks or something. Is there any Resonators in here? Right, I don't think there's any Resonators. Alright. Alright, well, Resonator is probably coggable, it's just not, obviously, that common, I guess. I guess this will just make it much more of a relevant deck, but... like, in terms of, like, making video stuff, I see CATASTOR will be great, Cool will be great, and Tuning will be great. And outside of that, I don't want to play anything else. Oh, well, the Resonator deck will be probably okay. That's about it. Like, I'm certainly not going to play Blackwing. This does not make me want to play Blackwing at all. It just doesn't help. Structure deck will save us? I bloody well hope so. Guys, this is like the most scamish box for gems. You're literally not purchasing anything. You're just trying to look for 2 brilliant searcher cards, and that's it. There's no actual deck in here. So the only people that should be purchasing this are people that already own Resonator or Tuning cards.
Hey, big brother, can I watch SpongeBob? Shut up, Mokuba. I'm busy flagging YouTube videos to compensate for the fact that I have an extremely small penis. Oh.